Alright, today on Knowing the Ropes, I got the current WBC featherweight champion with a current record of 31-1. Currently the longest reigning WBC champion from the bloodline of royalty in the sport of boxing. One of the best to ever get into that square circle. Mr. Gary Russell Jr., what's good?
Man, what's good, man? We here in the dungeon, man. This shit real in here.
I want to jump right into it, man. I want to talk about the current situation or negotiations that are going on with Devin Haney, and what's the situation right now with that fight?
Well, to be honest with you, as of now, ain't really no negotiations going on. I talked to his father. You know, if you've seen the barbershop conversations, you see I put a number out there. They never returned back. You know, that's not how you're supposed to do business. Nobody responded. So from the outside looking in, it looked like a motherfucking duck to me. As of now, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Terrence Crawford. You know, there's a lot of stuff been going on with Terrence Crawford. A lot of people said that I supposed to sucker punched them and this, that, and third. It wasn't no motherfucking sucker punch. Whenever another man, another elite athlete is in arm's range or he's in your bubble, he needs to make it clear that he's not a threat. That wasn't the case, so he got punched in the fucking face.
You know, speaking on that, you know, I know that has came up before by another boxer talking about that situation. Do you regret bringing that situation up on Barbershop Conversations?
Hell no, I don't regret bringing it up. That speaks volumes on my character. That's just the individual I am. I'm a real man at the end of the day. You know, all that back and forth, yelling, riff-raff. I'm not one of them people that's gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna put my hands on you. I'm a physical type person. I'm a real aggressive type individual. Boxing was the perfect outlet for me, you know, and it works wonderful. But it's crazy because you got a lot of suckers in this sport too, you know, but the fake starting to outnumber the real, but it is what it is on this end.
Have you had a chance to have a man-to-man conversation with Terrence Crawford about it?
Nah, I ain't have a man-to-man conversation about him. I did see him since I punched him in his mouth, and he ain't say nothing to me.
How serious were you when you put the offer out there to fight him at the 147?
Man, I'm real serious. I just got off the phone with Al Hammond yesterday. I told him to reach out to Terrence and them, tell him, let's make a fight happen. You know, I mean, let's really get the fans what they want. The fans, they want to see the best fight the best. Apparently, he don't got no fights. Ain't nobody fighting him. Ain't nobody fighting me. Give me the opportunity to do something amazing. You know, ain't nobody in the sport of boxing will be able to jump the weight classes, multiple weight classes, and then fight one of the guys that's supposed to be that guy. I make history just with that in itself.
You know, I want to go back a little bit because the current situation with you and Devin Haney seem like a lot of fighters are so-called not wanting to fight you.
Right.
How crucial or important that would have been in both of y'all situations to really put that fight together, and how close were you for that to happen?
I mean, it'd have been real crucial to happen. Like I say, I reached out to his father, Bill Haney. You know, I reached out to him, and I told him, I said, man, apparently ain't nobody trying to fight your son. Lomachenko did some sucker shit and gave the belt up to be a franchise champion. I can't respect that. Ain't nobody trying to fight your son. Ain't nobody trying to fight me. Let's make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll fight your son. Worst case scenario, if I scorch his little ass, you know what I'm saying? If I scorch his little ass, which is highly likely I will because he's never really fought nobody of my pedigree. You know what I'm saying? If I beat that little ass, you know what I'm saying? He only 21, 22 years old. He'll have the ability, he'll lose to one of the best fighters in the world. And if he wins, he beat one of the best fighters in the world, and it'll be one of the biggest paydays that he's ever gotten in his career. You know, and that was something that I offered to his father. You know, he never got no call back. You know, so, I mean, it is what it is. I can't let these guys stand in the way of my progression. As you can see in the sport of boxing, I called out everybody that is at 126 who didn't want to fight me. Everybody who there is at 130. Everybody who there was at 135. I'm trying to go to 140. And if Terrence Crawford grows some nuts, you know what I'm saying, I see him at 47.
You know, have you had a chance to have a man-to-man conversation with Devin Haney about that? You know, because like you said...
Well, I never talked to Devin Haney. Apparently, he ain't fully matured into a man as of yet. That's why his father do all this talking for him. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure.
Going back to just looking back at the situation right now, currently what you see with Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, where he turned down...
I fight either one of them. I fight even one of them. If they not fighting nobody, they don't got no fight. What's up, Lomachenko? I'm on your ass anyway.
Would you take that 1.2?
Would I take it? Fuck yeah, I take it. I take it just to, man. I take it just so I can break my foot off in his ass. I take that for him. I take it for both of them.
Were you surprised that Teofimo Lopez turned that offer down?
I mean, no, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, a lot of these guys don't know their worth. A lot of people don't know their worth, and they settle for anything. You know, we prize fighters at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, you know, when our career is over with, we don't got nobody that's behind the scenes or outside entity to help these fighters manage their money and et cetera outside of the sport when their career is over and done with. So, of course, he want to make the most that we can get out of it. I can't get mad at him for that. But because he's in that weight division, shit, he fair game too, though. I mean, it is what it is.
You know, just for that opportunity to beat the man who's supposedly supposed to be at the top of the mountain, wouldn't that be such a bigger interest than the money itself, though, at times?
Of course. Of course. That's why I say I take that number.
You know, speaking of the 130 weight division, you had talked about it on many occasions.
Right.
Would that interest you in a fight with the champion at the WBC at the 130 with Miguel Bachet?
Bachet? I mean, honestly, it wasn't nothing that interested me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm tired of fighting all these guys that really don't got the name. I want to fight the guys who's supposed to be the best of the best. Bachet, he's a decent fighter. I mean, I can't take nothing from him because he is a world champion. You know, you got to give him that. You know, but overall, he's not a better fighter than me. He just tried to be strong. He don't got no real skill, no real good foot movement, no nothing. He's not a complete package. I'm more of a complete package than a Miguel Bachet. You know, so that's not somebody that I would be focused on. You know, I want to fight, like I say, I definitely want Terrence Crawford, since you got a whole rack of shit to say about getting punched in the face. I definitely want you. We can cross the bridge. We can make this shit happen. They say me, you, and Terrence Crawford, and Earl Smith, the realest boxers in the sport. Let's really do some real shit and take the politics and the bullshit out of the equation and get the fans what they want. What's up? I punch you in the hole in your face and you ain't fight back.
You know,
at least do it in front of some people, man. Let's make this shit shake.
You know, with that being said, man, who you feel right now, man, because in the state of boxing right now, who the real dogs in boxing you feel right now? Besides yourself?
Besides myself, my little brothers. I ain't giving out nobody no credibility. If you around my weight class or around my little brother's weight class and there's a possibility that y'all can fight, we not friends. I ain't giving nobody no props, no nothing. Y'all awesome suckers, because everybody, it's a possibility that y'all gonna line up on the chopping block. I don't wanna be friends or none of that. That's just how I'm going.
You know, speaking of your brothers, like for example, Antonio, many are saying, man, between the 115 and the 122, nobody can see him. Do you feel, man, he's not at this point getting that opportunity like you saw the other night with the Angelo Lee getting the shot? And then,
I think it's a possibility, but they about to start making their run. They about to start making their run. All these guys like a Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, or let's say a Terrence Crawford or Lomachenko, if they don't want, or Gervonta Tank Davis, you know what I'm saying? Because I wanted him too. You know what I'm saying? If none of these dudes don't want to fight me, they going to have to deal with my bloodline, my pedigree at some point in time. They going to try to move up in weight or fluctuate. You going to run into my little brother. You going to run into one of my little brothers. So y'all stuck between the rock and the hard place. So y'all might want to pick your poison.
You know, speaking on that, speaking on your brother Antoine, he's like one of the real dogs.
One of the real dogs. You know what I'm saying? One of the real dogs. See, I like to look sweet when I'm fucking something up. I make it look sweet and crafty and all that. My little brother, he ain't gonna make it look sweet. You know what I'm saying? He just gonna run you the fuck over. You know what I'm saying? So you might wanna pick y'all poison, man. It's real over here, man.
You know, looking back on your great career that you had, man, what would you say, two-part question, your biggest fight of your career and your toughest opponent of your career up to this point?
I can answer both of them with the same question. And it's not to be disrespectful to any of the fighters or anything like that, but the biggest fight of my career, as well as the biggest opponent, or my toughest opponent, was myself. My skill set is superior, is bar none, second to none to anybody that's competing in the sport of boxing right now today. I don't give a fuck what weight class you pick. Ain't nobody in the sport of boxing doing the shit that I do in the ring. Ain't nobody gonna hit nobody with a 4, 5, 6, 7 punch combination and still be on point to slip or to attack and defend simultaneously right after throwing a 6, 7, 8 punch combination and then running that shit right back off. Ain't nobody doing that, man. My biggest challenge is preparing myself to the best of my ability. I never focus on my opponent.
You know, right now, where do you rate yourself among the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing today?
I'm one of the best fighters pound for pound, period. I don't even pay attention to the pound for pound list because I'm not on it. It's a waste of my time or energy. Politics is what dictates who's on the pound for pound list. For the people that's listening that don't understand what politics is, I'm gonna break this shit down. Politics is nothing but a group of individuals that's put in place to reward or take away from the people that they want to reward or take away from. That's it, that's all. That's all the politics is. You can cut it, slice it however you want. You know, so, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not really tripping off of it. I'm gonna keep grinding and keep pushing. If the door not open, we gonna kick this motherfucker in.
You know, I want to go back a little bit because I don't know if you saw that little viral photo that Devin Haney had put up with the Ducks and had a list of the fighters, pictures with the Ducks. I noticed he did not have Mr. Gary Russell Jr. in there.
I mean, he couldn't have Mr. Gary Russell Jr. because it would make him look stupid because on the Barbershop Conversations interview, we had over 700,000 views and over 700,000 people seen that his father called in and confirmed that I was on the phone doing negotiations trying to make a fight happen between me and Devin Haney. So there's no way possible for Devin Haney to say I was trying to duck him. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if anybody was ducking, it'd be them because they never got back with us.
And that's where it's left off at this point.
And that's where it got left at. You know, so.
In your opinion, do you think those talks can surface back up, or you think that's a done deal at this point?
I mean, I think those talks can still surface back up. They talking about him fighting a Gamboa. I mean, how could you?
I don't think people really want to see that.
Yeah,
to be honest,
who would? I mean, you can't get no claim to fame fighting Gamboa. Gamboa, he lost to Tank when he was 38. He was for real. He was already over the hill when he fought Terrence Crawford. He fought Terrence Crawford on a 2-year layoff. He skipped the whole weight class because he was just he just wasn't doing nothing for 2 years. Moved up a weight class, not because he was just trying to build weight, but because he was just out of shape. Moved up. And he was 35 then and was still in Terrence Crawford's ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, so for you to go and fight a guy that's 38 years old, damn near 39 years old, you know, just to get a little name in your hat, that shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? That's not a real credible type of fight. If you want a credible type of fight a Mr. Gary Russell Jr.
I think the fans would definitely love to see a Devin Haney, Mr. Gary Russell, or even the rematch with Lomo, because with that date open right now.
I definitely want.
Because I'm quite sure right now with Bob Arum.
He don't want to fight me. I know you don't want to fight me. I know you don't want to fight me. I will fuck you up, man. We fight 100 times, 99. I'm gonna scorch you. You
know, with the current situation in boxing right now, with the no fans, you know, I'm quite sure he still has that date available. So he's going to have a fight, and you can't have just anybody to fight Lomo. Why not Mr. Gary Russell Jr.?
Why not Mr. Gary Russell Jr.? Why not? What's up, Bob? Holler at me, man. We free agents, man. Make some shake.